Good morning. Welcome to Morning Review. This is Kim speaking on Friday, the 18th of November. So looking at the euro dollar, in fact, looking at all the currencies, and we can see the dollar strength has continued. In fact, if you have a quick look at the dollar index here, you see it's well over the 100 mark now. It's continued up. Now we're in how many days? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 up days. So we include today. So quite some push up really there. But getting back to the euro in its 10 down days, it's looking weak to start this morning off already sold over below yesterday's lows. Yellen's statement and interviews, questions, Q&A went pretty well for the dollar yesterday by looks of things. Effectively, there's no let up in terms of the dollar strength at the moment. So looking at the shorter time frames, are there any opportunities here already? It's moved down to its daily S1, so used up quite a lot of potential where we would normally expect to be trading down towards. In such a market where it breaks the S1, we can only be looking for sort of new lows. In terms of weeklies, now we've broken the weekly trend line that was sitting across there, and you start looking, well, where's next? Well, 105. Prior low there would be the sort of next level at 105.45 sort of area as a sort of next target. Well, that's we've got the S2 below that, so that's not such a great target. I'm just looking where else beyond that in terms of the S2. Then you've got 46.7. Let's have a look. Oops, sorry, 46.7. Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon. The S2's above that as well. Okay, 45, 40. Okay, S3 would be right. Okay, so we a break of these levels. S2 maybe the weekly S2 pivot sitting down there as well. So there are some targets below if it starts breaking beyond. There is a chance, of course, markets flushed out pretty much most of the week, and we could get a bounce, any sort of bounce. Really a struggle for me on trying to buy the euro in terms of what's going on here, but yeah, target where we've got the daily pivot above us, maybe yet another track up this morning towards the 50 again. It's done it the last 3 days. It could do it again today, but I'd rather almost be out of it rather than trying to be buying it at the moment. Cable, not too dissimilar in some respects. It's broken its monthly pivot now. It almost looked like a bit of a head and shoulder sort of pattern across the top of this monthly pivot. It looks relatively weak. It's held up a lot better than the euro and a lot of pairings, but obviously it already previously sold off so far. Still sitting into this 4-hourly 100 at the moment, or this prior support level that we're seeing. Not a lot of hope for it at the moment. There's possibly some minor divergence there on the hourly, and I say minor because it never really oversold or sold off to the sort of levels I'd be looking for a divergence type trade. So there is divergence, but I'd have to be waiting for more confirmation of upside. And again, it's a bit like the euro. You then run into the key moving averages, 21s, etc. You've got a whole pile of moving averages. The only difference with cable, if it does start pushing up, it has got a bit more scope, and you've got a reasonable target back up at some point, maybe, depending on how you get in. There's quite a bit of target up to the daily pivot there. So we'll just have to wait and watch how the market runs this morning for these two pairs. Looking elsewhere, the dollar yen, it's continued its push up. It's already into its monthly R3 at the moment. Whether it will find any resistance there, we'll see. It's not looking like it actually hit it in the previous 4-hour session, pulled off a little bit, but it's looking like it's trying to break through it at the moment. We were looking at different levels on the weeklies, where it's pushed through its weekly 50 yesterday properly, and yesterday. Pardon, that did it on Wednesday properly, and then Thursday it's just pushed up to this further extension. Looks like it could be on for a 1618 at this rate. However, as I say, it's up at the R3. We'll just watch it this morning. It's just pokes its head through. If it breaks the 60-minute 8, maybe it's got some legs back down to the 21 and the pivot. We just got to watch these markets. If they're all working together, that's fine. If one of them's working on its own, I'll be just leaving it really. Aussie dollar, ooh, played us a trick yesterday, didn't it? Finally sold off yesterday with the other pairings. Um, a late break in the day, sort of 4 or 5 o'clock. Sort of saw it coming down. 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Saw it coming down after Yellen's speech, and it's been selling off properly since then. Properly. Again, it's a sort of limit target territory. It's broken its weekly 50, which we was looking for yesterday. It's well and truly broken that, and well, near-term targets, it doesn't appear to have any. It's starting to get into the sort of looking for the round numbers such as 72, etc. We have got, of course, the daily pivots to watch for, but at the moment it's selling off. It's diverged already, properly diverged on the hourlies here, but it's double diverging at the moment. But that just looks like it wants to continue to sell back down. Canadian dollar, pretty similar sort of pictures here, pushing back up. It's more slightly slower movement. It's got sort of target areas where it may find some resistance. It's again struggling here in terms of any strength. I mean, it's just softening against the dollar all of the time. Again, there's divergence at the highs here, break of the 8 and the lows of these bars. May see it come back down to the 21s and drop down some way. But yeah, quite difficult morning really. Personally, I can see the dollar strength, but you're just looking for something to be trading. But a lot of these markets, when you look through them, they're starting to get quite stretched in terms of how far they've moved. That's not to say they won't get stretched some more. It's just that it's tighter to look for targets. Okay, that's pretty much it for me. News-wise today, there's not so much news today. It's a quieter day. We have got an MPC, Bank of England member speaking this morning, but speaking to the Society of Business Economists at the annual conference in London. Boy, that must be a great meeting not to be in. So whether or not he says anything in that's 9:10. Aside of that, there's some speakers coming through the day, European mainly. We've got a Fed speaker at 10:30 actually as well. So there are a few speakers. We're looking at monetary policy, the road ahead from Bullard, one of the Fed speakers at 10:30 there. And then finally the CAD CPI at 1:30, and then Dudley at 2:30. So we actually have got another speaker at 2:30. But so mainly speakers. Tricky old day from the fundamentals there, and the technicals not really showing us a lot at the moment. So we'll see how the morning points us. Right, that's it for me. Have a great one. Bye for now.